Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the theme general settings to customize your storefront theme. So the theme general settings module enables you to adjust the features that are visible in the storefront theme. So for us to access the theme general settings, we navigate to the store management section and select settings. In the settings page, we select themes. So here we are going to choose the theme that we want to adjust. So for this example, we are going to select the default store here by clicking the edit button. So in the theme settings page here, for us to access the general settings for the default theme, so this is the theme that has been set to be used for the storefront. So we can change it to any of these other themes and save it. But if we want to go ahead and adjust the general settings for the expression theme, we click on the customize theme button here. So this will open the theme preview development environment. So here we'll now proceed to click on the menu button here and select theme settings. So once we do this, you can see that it will show us the list of all the themes that are available. So we will need to be sure of the theme that has been set up as a default theme so that we will not be making adjustments to the settings of the wrong theme. So for this example, the expression theme was set as the default theme for our store. So for us to adjust the general settings for the expression theme, we go ahead and click on the view settings button here. So this will open the settings for the expression theme. So you can see that in the settings page, we have about 7 sections. So we have the layout section. This enables us to adjust the features that we show in the storefront theme layout. So these are design features. So for the second option here, we have design options here. So we can use this section to adjust the theme color and background design and font. So for the other section here, we have the menu section. So this allows us to adjust the menu. That's the main menu sections of the theme. So we can adjust the items that will show in the header menu or footer menu section. So for the header section here, we can adjust the logo position, things like search box. You can add it or disable it. We can also add custom content to the header section. For the footer section, we also have the option to adjust the modules that will show there, and also to adjust the content that will be visible in the footer section. So the social section enables us to add links to our social media pages. So this will be visible either in the header or footer section of the storefront theme. So the last section here, which is called the custom code, allows us to adjust the theme using CSS or custom JavaScript code. So if you are familiar with CSS or JavaScript, you can use this section to further customize the storefront theme pages. So let's go back to the layout section. So the theme general settings makes it easy to customize the layout of your theme. Like if you don't want to use the custom code to make the adjustments to your layout, you can come here and use any of these subsections. So these subsections, for example, the category page section here allows you to adjust the features that will show in the category page for the theme. So we can also do the same thing for the products page. You see that it allows us to adjust the image gallery and how it is arranged. We can make the slider adjustments here. And then we can also adjust the product details display mode using this option. We can add and disable wish list feature and comparison feature or the discount sales feature. So this will show in the product page if we make any adjustments here. For the core sales section, we have the option to enable carousel effects for these modules. Like say we want to add carousel effect to the bestseller module or to the latest product module in the storefront theme. We can make the adjustments here. So let's go back to the general layout. Here we can change the responsive feature for the theme. So we can either make it 960 pixels or 1200 pixels. So after we have made the adjustments to the layout section, we can also make adjustments to design options. So for example, let's say we want to change the background color, that's the header color here for our theme. You can come here, click on this button to enable custom colors, and then let's say we change this to black. All right, so once we do this, we click on save. So once we save, we close the window. All right, so you can see that this has adjusted the header background. You can see that the header background is now black. So normally, if you know CSS, you can do this too using CSS, but it is much more easier if you use the theme general settings. So let's go back to the theme settings. We select expression theme. So we go back to the design options section here. And then let's change this from, we can either leave it as it is or let's just remove it and save it again. All right, once we save, we refresh. So you see that it has been adjusted back to the default background color. So let's go back to the theme general settings. Select expression theme again. So this is how you can adjust the colors of the various sections of the storefront theme. You can also adjust the button color and maybe the product name and font color and price. You can do all those adjustments here. So in addition to the custom color, we can also change the background design for the storefront theme. So for example, let's choose a different pattern. So let's say we select 10 and then save. So once we do this and refresh the page, you see that this will change the background pattern for the theme. So for us to make sure that this has adjusted the background pattern, let's go back again and select the design option here. So make sure that it has been adjusted. We can also choose another one here and save again. So we close this. So you can see that the adjustments have been made again. So let's go back again. All right. So go back to the design options. So in addition to using the predefined pattern designs here, we can add our own pattern design by uploading it using these options. So once we are done with this section, we can also change the font for the storefront theme. Currently, we are using the Arial font. We can change it to any of these other fonts and also adjust the font size using this option. So once we have made the adjustments to the design option, we can also adjust the menu sections by selecting menu here. So you notice that in the menu section, we have subsections. We have the general section. We have the category section. So the category section allows us to adjust the category menu. We can also add our brand menu if we want to enable this. We can add or remove custom top menu links. So for this section, let's say we want to remove any of these menu links. So for you to understand this, let's go ahead and close this window. So for you to see the menu links, you can see them here. So you have this is the category menu, as you can see. And these are the other custom menu links, the deals, blog, about us. So let's say we want to remove this deals menu. To do this, we select and choose theme settings. So we select our default theme, which is expression theme. So once we do that, we select menu here, select custom top links, and then here we disable this menu option here and save. All right, so once we save, we close the window. So you see that once the theme preview page has been updated, you can see that the deals menu has been removed from the main menu section. So let's say we want to add a new menu to this section. To do this, we come back here, select theme settings, select the expression theme, and then we select menu here. So under the menu section, we choose custom top links. So let's say we want to add a new menu. We call this test menu. So for the URL, we will link this to the Google page. So what this means is that when the user clicks this menu, it will open the Google website. So we can change the target behavior to new tab or window. So once we do this, what this means is that when a user clicks this menu, it will open in another window instead of opening in the same window. So once we add the menu, we save. All right. So after we've saved, let's close this to refresh the theme preview page. So you can see that the new menu that we added is now active here. So clicking on the menu and then selecting here to open the menu, you see that it will open the Google page, but currently we can't do this in the theme preview, but we'll be able to do this if we go to the storefront page. So let's go ahead and refresh again. All right. So what we need to do now, we can go ahead again and remove this menu by navigating back to the theme settings. So before I remove this, let's open the storefront theme because we are currently viewing this in the theme preview environment. So that's why we can't open this menu. So for us to test this, let's open the storefront. All right. All right. So this is the storefront. So let's go ahead and open the menu again. So you can see that it's working properly as clicking on it opens the Google website. So let's close the storefront again. So I'll go ahead and remove the menu. All right. So we select menu here, custom top links, and then we disable this. So, and save. All right. So we close it again. So you can see that the new menu we added has been removed. So we can also make adjustments to, as we said earlier, we can make adjustments to the product page layout. So let's select this and open the product page. So you can see that the product page, we have this option here, this section, and the layout can be adjusted. So to show an example of this, let's say we want to change this layout. To do this, we select theme settings, select the theme. So here under the layout section, we select product page. And then here under product page section here, we change this setting from accordion to tab mode. So once we do that, we save. All right, after we save, let's close this. So once it refreshes, you can see that the layout here has changed to the tab mode. So let's proceed again and open the theme settings. So let's proceed to the header section here. You can see that under the header section, we can adjust the logo position and add content to the header section. So let's say we want to adjust the logo position to move from the center to the left section. We select this and save it. So once we save, we close the window. So you can see that the logo position has adjusted to the left section. For the footer, let's go ahead and select the footer section here. So in the footer section, we have the option to add and adjust the modules that will show in the footer section. So for us to make these adjustments, we will need to use the, as it's written here, we need to first make the adjustment using the layout designer before we can see the changes to this option. So for us to do this, let's go ahead and add modules to the footer section. So to add the modules to the footer section, we close this. All right. So once we do this, let's navigate to the home page. So in the product home page, let's go ahead and clear the cart. Okay. Select this to clear the cart. So once we clear the cart, let's go back to the product home page. So what we want to do now is we want to add a module that will show in the footer section here. So in this example, we'll add the newsletter module and the testimonial module to the footer section. So to do this, let's come here. We select the layout designer here. So we wait for the page to load. All right, so once it loads, we proceed and select footer page. So we select this option here. All right, so here we'll now go and search for the newsletter module. All right, so we add it here. So once we add it, we proceed to edit it. So we go ahead and enable it. All right, so we save. Okay, so the next thing we do, we'll proceed to add the testimonial module as well. So we search for that. As you can see it here, we add it. So we proceed to make sure that the status is enabled and then save. So after saving, we'll need to also save the footer page layout since we added 2 modules. So to save the layout, we click on the save button here. All right, so now that we've saved, let's close this window. So you see that scrolling to the footer section, you can see that the 2 modules are now visible here. So we can have a maximum of 3 modules per row. This is because of the settings that we had set in the theme general settings. So to see that setting that controls this section, we navigate to select the theme settings. All right, select the theme. So here under the footer section, you can see this option that says modules per row. It says 3. So if we change this from 3 to 1 and save, so you see that when we close this, we'll only be able to view 1 module per row, as you can see here. So changing it back to 3 modules per row, let's go ahead and do that. So we select footer and change this to 3 and then save. So you can see that after we save this, it's now 2. So we have a maximum. We can add additional module here to make it 3. So currently we only added 2. That is why you are seeing it here. So this is an example on how you can add module to the footer section and make adjustments to the footer section using the theme general settings. So let's proceed. Select theme, and then the next option here, you can go ahead and choose the social section. So this section will allow us to add our social media pages. So let's go ahead and test this. For this example, I'll add a test social media page, add Twitter as well. Call this test page. You can also add Instagram, test page. So we have the option, in addition to adding any of these social media, we can add any social media that is not listed here. For example, we can add WhatsApp. So here will allow us to add our WhatsApp chat link. Call this, so you can say WhatsApp/chat link. So this is just an example. So after you add all the necessary links, you can also adjust the target behavior here. So let's say we adjust the target behavior. So it's like it will open in a new window. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and save. So once we save, take note that we must enable these options to make these things that we added here to be visible in the storefront. So let's make it to be visible in the header and footer section. So once we enable this, we save again. All right, so we go ahead and close this. So you can see that in the theme preview, you can see that the social media section has been added here, as you can see it here for the header section. And then for the footer section, you can see it here. All right. And then you can see the widgets. This is the Facebook page widget as well has been added. So let's proceed back to the theme general settings and disable it. All right, so we select to disable this for the header section, and then let's disable it as well for the footer section, and then save. So let's close this. So you can see that it's no longer visible here, and then it's not also visible in the footer section here. So to remove these widgets, we go back again, select this, and then we disable this and save. So once we save, we close the window. So coming to the footer section, you can see that the Facebook widget is no longer visible here. So this is an example on how you can add your social media pages links to the storefront theme. So the last section which we had looked at earlier, the custom code section. So here, basically you can add custom CSS or JavaScript code to adjust the theme. So let's say, for example, we want to change the background of the header section using this custom CSS. So to do this, we'll need to close this. And then in the theme preview section here, you can see that the once we move the mouse cursor to any section, it shows us the CSS elements for that section. So let's say we want to change the background color of, let's say the menu section here. We want to change the background color. To make this change, we will need to use the CSS editor module. So to do this, let's select it. So the CSS editor allows us to add CSS code and see our adjustments in real time. So to make this change, we come here. Once we highlight the section we want to adjust, we click on it. So this will add the CSS snippet for that section into the CSS editor. So we now come here, we say background, and then we add the code we want. So let me adjust so we add the code we want here. Let's say, for example, add the code. This is a color code. All right. So you can see that we have changed it in real time to green. So once we make the CSS change, for this change we made here to be permanent, we come here, we copy this CSS code adjustment we've made here. All right, we copy it. So once we copy it, we close this, and then we open the theme settings. We select the default theme that has been set for the store, which is Expression theme. So in the theme settings page, we select custom code. All right, and then under the custom CSS, we go ahead and paste the code that we just generated in the CSS editor, and then we save. So now that we've saved, let's close this. So this will refresh the page. So you can see that once the page has been refreshed, you can see that the CSS adjustments we made is now saved for the theme. So this is an example on how you can use the custom CSS section of the theme general settings to adjust the storefront theme design. So in this example, I've shown you how to use the theme general settings to customize your storefront theme pages. Thank you for watching.